Hey guys, it's Vampire Mike from Sega CD Universe, and this is a video response to my good buddy Patty. If you don't know Patty, her YouTube name is Pattimus. She does a lot of random stuff. Sometimes she talks about things she likes, sometimes she does these questions and she asks for community responses, and she has been embraced by the video game community. So, even though she doesn't play many games. So, I always do her questions. I always think they're really fun and funny. So I printed them out. I'm on lunch. I'm sitting in my car. Let's get to it. So it is 10 questions. If you'd like to answer them, I'm going to put Patty's YouTube link down in the description. You can send me the link, send her the link, whatever you want to do. And I will put in the description the questions as well. So there's 10 questions. I'm going to take them a little out of order. Hopefully it doesn't screw everyone up too much. So the last question is, tell me your favorite joke. So here's my favorite joke. There's two guys walking down the street, a couple blocks from their house, or whatever, and they see a house being built. And the one guy says to the other guy, "Hey, Bill, I bet you that house, just because I'm that smart, I bet you that house is going to have 100 bricks in it exactly when it's done." And he goes, "Fine, fuck you. I'll take that bet. 100 bricks? It's not going to have 100 bricks. I'll take that bet. What do you want to do?" And he goes, "I don't know, 100 bucks. He goes, "Okay." So they're waiting, you know, time's passing, they're going to work, doing what they have to do. A couple weeks later, they walk back. The house is finished. Bill runs over, starts counting the bricks one by one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know, he's counting them. He counts 99 bricks. And the house is complete. There's only 99 bricks. There's one brick left, sitting on the stoop, or the deck, if you will, of the house. And there's no room for it. That's it. The house is done. So they had 100 bricks, but they only used 99. So Bill turns around. He's all pissed off. Whatever. Says to the guy, "Alright, I guess I owe you 100 bucks. He hands him the 100 bucks. Now he's like livid, because now he lost 100 bucks. He was wrong with the house. He picks up the brick that's sitting on the porch, and he swings it and throws it into the air with all of his might. That's it. You don't get the humor? Alright. Maybe you people are a little dull. You're a little dimwit, you don't get the joke. But anyway, I'll continue with the regular questions now. Question number 1. If you could live or exist inside of any piece of 2D art, a painting, a photograph, a comic panel, etc., what would it be and why? This is funny because I just read the painting portion. I didn't realize she said photograph or comic panel, but you know, Thomas Kincaid always has really nice paintings. Those always look kind of pleasant. I like Brahm. Brahm is one of my favorite artists. He does a lot of like dark fantasy work, very evil stuff. He did like the Doom 2 cover, I believe. A lot of video game stuff. A lot of people get inspired by him for tattoos. So I would probably pick something like that. And if it was a comic panel, I guess it would be probably like The Darkness, which is pretty easy because everyone knows I love that comic book. Question 2 and 3 are what I call the vagina questions. Because the second question is, have you ever woven a basket? Why and what did you put in it? 3. Do you still wish on falling stars? No, stop it. On both of those questions. Those are vag questions. Those questions are for the ladies. You know the gaming community has taken you in and answers your dumb questions. So what do? You put women's questions in there. It says right here, vag questions. Because that's what they are. Not insulting women. Not saying anything's wrong with wishing on stars, or maybe a little bit. You probably half retarded. Or weaving baskets. It's a lost art. But why would I do that? Patty, you're disappointing me. Question 4. What are your thoughts on kiwis? She made sure to clarify she means the fruit. I hate kiwis. I don't like the taste of them. I think they look weird. I don't like that they're hairy. They're disgusting and hairy. Though I do like my women disgusting and hairy sometimes. Holler at me, yo. Whoever's watching this, that's disgusting and hairy. That's pretty cool. I know you can do that with your finger. Look at that. Okay. Question 5. You are transformed into either a scent, light, or sound. which of those are you, and describe yourself. I would be a scent. I find scents, smell to be the coolest sense. I just think it can really change things, you know. I mean, in life, food always smells good. All types of things smell good. You hug someone and it smells good. It's just, they can really change a sense of appeal for me in terms of smell. What I would smell like is probably Sex Panther and espresso or coffee. Something like that. My wife tells me that I smell, and I'm not joking about this. I know I break balls a lot during my videos. My wife tells me I smell like macaroni and gravy, or for those of you who are probably not Italian, or maybe Italian but you say it differently, spaghetti and sauce. She tells me, you smell like gravy and garlic all the time. So, you know, we'll go to sleep and she'll say, like, when she's next to me in bed or whatever, I just constantly smell like macaroni and gravy. I think just after eating it every Sunday for the past 30 years, it's just excreting out of my pores at this point. So I'm surprised I'm married to a woman that's not Italian, because she likes that smell, I guess. Question number 6. What is your favorite scent? Those who choose to be a scent from the previous question cannot claim themselves to be their own favorite scent. This is going to be an easy one for me. I always say this. Women. Clean women. Let's change that. Clean women. When a woman walks by, and you just get that quick gust of air as they walk by. I'm not trying to be dirty. I'm not saying anything sexual, but there's something very nice and sweet about the smell of a pretty woman, or a woman in general, but, you know, usually if they smell good, they're pretty, whatever, it all kind of ties in my head. And there's nothing like it to me. I think mostly it's hair. I think it's usually like women's hair smells like shampoo, really nice and stuff. Like I said, they have to be clean women. So that may sound kind of sexist, but I just think women are a beautiful thing, and they usually smell pretty nice. Number 7. You are somehow now an all-ruling dictator/political official who doesn't need to wait on votes. What are the 3 laws you would put into place? Well, I'm going to rub some people wrong with this one. So, I'm assuming I'm going to be a dictator in the United States, because that's where I'm from. I've never really been out of the country. So, here's kind of what I would throw in there. If you are not here legally in the United States of America, you must try to A, speak the language, just to a degree, you don't have to be fluent, and try to obtain citizenship. I know it takes a long time. My sister-in-law just came here from Vietnam after she married my brother. It was a long-ass time. They had the baby over there, my niece, and then they brought her over here, and all kinds of paperwork, and waiting on things, and this and that, and this embassy. I get it. I know it's tough. But if she can do it, everyone should do it, or at least try. She's also pretty good with English, considering she's only been here, I don't know, 8 months, 7 months. So that's one of the first things I would say. The second thing is, I would help those here. This kind of ties in, previous to helping people that come here that aren't from here. Now, I'm not trying to sound like some kind of xenophobe. I think that's the correct phobe. There's something that was in the paper today that I wanted to touch upon. Hurricane Sandy was really bad here in New York, and it ruined a lot of people's houses. So the government was supposed to come in, I think through FEMA, and help people get back in their homes and get on their feet again. They helped some, they helped others, but not to the same degree. It was just a big mess. Some people compare it to what happened in Katrina, and that Katrina got, like, you know, complete overhaul and help, while New York didn't get much. I don't know. I've never been to New Orleans. So what bothers me, though, is then there's an article in the paper today where there's these, I don't even know what you'd call them, safe houses? I don't know. Of big factories and buildings across the country that are taking in thousands upon thousands of immigrant children from all different countries, Honduras, Ecuador. I don't know about Mexico, even though Mexicans seem to come here more often lately. That I guess their parents are just kind of leaving them here, dropping them off and saying, well, the government will take care of you. I don't know how they're getting here. I don't get that. So these children are coming here. They have no parents. They're getting sent here somehow, and the United States government is now housing, feeding, taking care of, clothing, schooling these children. And I'm not saying they shouldn't. They're children. They didn't do anything wrong. I get it. But then there's people who are here who can't get assistance, who are disabled and can't get disability, while there's these kids that they want to move, actually pretty local to me, into this facility that used to be some kind of, I think it was like a metal manufacturing facility, and they did things with planes, helicopters, stuff like that, like almost like a military type thing. But they'll help all these kids. So I think they said in the last couple of years, or last year, it was like 100,000 children had come in without parents that were undocumented. And, you know, the government and the people, you know, the tax dollars are going towards that. So I wouldn't put a stop to that, but I would definitely put our people first. I feel like charity starts at home. So that's another thing I would do. The other thing, the final thing, is if you harm any animals in terms of animal abuse, I feel the laws here are way too lenient. You know, you have people doing horrific things to their pets, or they're not pets, other people's pets. And I think that if you do something to an animal, that should be done to you. Just the way they say, oh, well, pedophiles do this, and they should cut their nuts off, or whatever. Same idea. Children and animals are all very, what's the word I'm looking for? Not sincere. Innocent. And it's just bullshit. Pisses me off to no end. Let's see here. I stapled it, so it's hard for me to read. Number 8. If soulmates existed and we were born with a mark matching that of our soulmate, would you think that that was groovy or that it would suck? Well, first off, I think it would be pretty cool, especially if you can compare and say, oh, I have this birthmark, so do you. We should be together. If it's not my wife that is my soulmate, which I would like to think she is, then I would probably have some explaining to do. I mean, I think that, I don't particularly believe in soulmates. I mean, I think that there is such a thing as like kindred spirits, or people that just have so much in common, and you know, deep down their core is similar. But I've met people like that are friends with my wife, you know, that remind me of my wife, that I could see myself with, because they remind me of her and they're similar. So it's interesting. It's an interesting concept, you know. Number 9. Tell me a random-ass accomplishment you are genuinely proud of. This one was tough for me. I don't think I've ever really accomplished anything huge in life. The only thing I had, which was fairly simple, I guess, but I am a man of simple pleasures, mind you. It's just really living a good life and being a good person, or what I would consider a good person. Having you know, a decent apartment to live in, wonderful family, wife, pets, you know, I mean, all that type of stuff. I try to hold that stuff in high regard, and I appreciate it and try to enjoy it all as much as I can. So that's my accomplishment, that I've gotten married, I have these great pets, I have this great family. I don't know if that's me accomplishing much, but I guess it is to me, since it directly affects me all the time. And, alright, well, back to my favorite joke. I'm going to tell another joke, just to cap this off. So, there's a old woman and a poodle or some kind of dog, whatever, Shih Tzu, on a plane, on a private plane, private jet. And there's a gentleman flying the plane to wherever she's going, and he has a cigar in his mouth. And he is puffing away at the cigar. The cigar is crazy. It's, you know, filling up the place, and the woman's coughing, and the dog's barking, and the woman's having trouble breathing. While the dog is, you know, fairly close to the pilot now is having trouble breathing because he's allergic to dogs, or at least this kind of dog. I think that's why I changed it from poodle, because usually I think certain kinds of poodles are allergen-free or whatever the hell. So anyway, he's coughing. He's having a hard time now flying this jet. She's coughing because of the cigar. The dog's flipping out. It's kind of becoming a little bit chaotic. So the pilot says, listen, I'm really sorry. I don't know why you brought this dog on the plane, but you really got to get rid of this dog. If you don't get rid of it, I'm going to crash because I'm having trouble seeing and breathing, and we're going to all die. You have to get rid of the dog. And she goes, well, this cigar is killing me, and I'm allergic to cigar smoke. And, you know, she's flipping out. She's got money, so she's got a little bit of an attitude on her. And she has a private jet, mind you. So she's crying, and she's like, fine, I have to do what I have to do, or we're all going to die. She takes the dog kisses it, I love you, foo-foo, whatever the fuck its name is. She throws it out the jet. The guy takes one hit of the cigar, throws the cigar out the jet. They're starting to breathe a little easier. You know, they're coming back to normal. She looks out the window. On the wing of the plane is sitting the dog. Guess what's in its mouth? The brick. Thanks, guys. It's Vampire Mike from Sega CD Universe. Be good.